to another segment of Simon Says. We're deep in the basement, bowels of the game, about to spew some game out there on the planet, produce some oil, you understand me? Excuse the way Simon's dressed, I'm a priest most of the time, you understand me? Tonight's topic, yeah, I got a little bit of gospel music playing in the background. You're right. We always give homage to the Most High God, Yahweh, and His Son, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit that brings all things to light, you understand me, with His knowledge. And Simon's here to bring some knowledge with you tonight, too. A little game, little bit of everything, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, we used to have a saying about staying ready, you understand me? You stay ready so you don't have to worry about getting ready when you're called upon. Today's topic is called chips and tampons. Yes, you heard it right, chips and tampons. Simon says chips and tampons, you understand me? Barcodes and tampons, rather. Barcodes and tampons. Yeah, like I heard in issues on the news that a certain school in the United States was wanting the kids to wear these cards that had chips, tracking chips in them, so that they could know where the kids was at. Yeah, right. Like, what kid, what self-respecting child is gonna wear one of them when he's getting ready to cut school? You know, that take all the fun out of cutting class, don't it? Right? You ditching class with your girlfriend, y'all at the movies, everything, right? Think you done got away. You come back to school the next day with an authentic, authorized note from your parents about why you missed school yesterday. And before you can start reading, the teacher says, we know exactly where you were. The subject was observed at 12:30 p.m. walking over to meet M.E., initials for Mary Elizabeth. And the two subjects strolled down to the candy store on the corner of You Tell It All and Guilty. And they purchased two Snickers. One was original and the other one looked to be like it was of a caramel, something new. Yeah, right. Ain't no kid or self-respecting child that's going to be cutting classes going to wear no tracker. But nice try anyway. They'll work on anything. Yeah, I know a lot of these henpecked husbands are going to be glad to hear about this one right here. They got barcoded husbands. Women, I know you're going to love that barcoded husbands. Check that out. Yeah, no more of him staying out late at night with the boys, watching the game, coming home at 2 o'clock in the morning with no excuses. And you can track him everywhere he go to. When he go to work, he got to come straight back home because you looking right on the laptop watching this cat. Yeah, well, so much for those football games and that shorty. Remember the one left for a number on the napkin for you to go by her house? Yeah, you was wondering why the police kept circling around the house, right? Yeah, that might have been that barcode. Yeah, they come in handy now and then for folks. You know, you want to track your items that you're selling, cologne, perfume, pussy, you know what I mean? Put a barcode on it, baby. You know what I'm saying? That way you can track your merchandise. You know. Anyway, another thing, those barcodes would come in handy for a player like Simon. You understand me? I put a barcode on my hoe's ass. You know what I'm saying? On my woman's rear derriere, and every time she walks by one of them players and his little register machine register Simon's, boing, on the barcode. Yeah, barcode that every time the broad walks past somebody, their register goes off. Oh, that's Simon's. Oh, imagine that. Check that out. So remember about the barcodes, man. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I read an article about this cat that was down with the barcodes, you know what I'm saying? And they came out with this new tampon at his job, and he was the spokesperson for it. So they wanted him to go home and try it out on his wife to see how well it worked, right? So he takes it home, you know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, they gave all the employees that worked there got one, you know, but only they knew about it. It was a secret. They weren't to tell their wives anything. So they went home, and next morning he got up real early and set it up with the tampons with the barcodes on it, you know what I'm saying, with the little meter in the inside that registers and the tracking device, right? So His wife gets up. It's that time of the month. She goes in the bathroom, and while she's pushing it up inside of herself and cleaning herself up, getting ready for work, he's queuing up the microphone and the camera, right? Now he's got his laptop pushed off to the side, but he closed it down, but it's on, right? So now he knows that he's going to track her every movement, but she doesn't know it, right? So now she comes out of the bathroom, dressed, ready for work. She kisses him on the cheek, says, honey, I'm on my way out to work. So he said, okay, you be good, girl. Stay away from the players out there. Oh, honey, you know I love you. Yeah, okay, so you can already tell he's a jealous husband, you know. So she leaves out the door, and he runs back in there and pulls out his laptop. He's tracking her as she's going down the hallway, and then she gets in the elevator, goes down to the next floor. He's tracking her, and then she's still in the elevator, so he said, well, this is going to leave a map of tracking where she went to as I go in and cook me something to eat, so I'll check it out later. So while he goes in there and eats, she ends up getting off of the elevator and stopping at her girlfriend's house because she happens to have diarrhea. So she goes in the house and asks her girlfriend, can she use the bathroom? While she's using the bathroom, she messed up the little tampon with the tracking device on the inside, and so she takes it out and she puts it in the waste paper basket right next to her, and then she flushes the toilet, washes her hands, she gets up, and she leaves and goes to work, right? Now, oh well, anyway, when she took it out, she threw it over into the garbage can, I forgot, and she looked over at, she saw a box of tampons on the cabinet, which were also trackers, but she didn't know that, but since it was a tampon, she put that back into place of the other one. Then she left and went to work, right? Now, about this time, players all up in there cooking food, and he's not even looking at the camera because he knows he's got her tracked and everything. He's going to catch her if she's cheating. And he's so jealous, man. I'm saying a jealous man will never leave home, and a coward will never even throw a punch at the party because he's scared to drink the punch. You know what I'm talking about? But now, look here. Her girlfriend goes in the bathroom, picks up the waste paper basket. She goes outside to empty it in the garbage can. But now when she gets outside in the garbage can, the garbage man is rolling up in the garbage truck. So they see how fine she is, so they jump out. She in her house coat, looking all good, rollers in her hair. They snatch the garbage can from her and the little pail, and the little garbage can, and they drops it in the back of the trash compactor, and they put the rest of them in there and hand her back her can. And so they macked at her and trying to get her number. She said, no, I'm married. I'm faithful to my man. So now she goes back in the house. Now, they leave off and they start going dumping garbage everywhere. You understand me? And the tracking tampon is in the back of the garbage can truck. So now, they're on the south side of town, they're on the east side of town, they're on the west side of town, and he's getting so jealous while he's tracking her, you understand me? Because he done came back to the screen and saying all the tracking spots that he done missed. So he's thinking that she's out cheating on him, so he jumps in his car and he's chasing all these little tracking spots with the laptop, right? Now, after about 3-4 hours, he's exhausted. You know, he ain't even think to go to her job. He's just so heartbroken that she'd be even cheating on him like this. And he already thought she was doing it. So he goes back to the house, right? Now, when he gets back to the house, he's so heartbroken. He don't call her nothing. He just sits on the bed and he looks at the tampon trackers and said, man, these things are too good. And he sits up and he writes a suicide note. And then he lays them right next to the tampons with the tracking device in it, right? And he hangs himself. Now his wife gets home 20 minutes later after he done hung himself and he died, and she comes to the door, she sees him hanging from the wall, swinging. Oh, what's wrong here? Oh, and she's just crying, and then she looks over and she sees the letter on the table. So she goes over and she picks up the letter off the table, and she sees that what he done did with the tampons with the tracking device in it. She said, oh, he been tracking me? Oh, that serves him right. Okay, so now, well, that was in a beautiful relationship, but now that goes to show you about being jealous, you know what I'm saying? A jealous man will never leave home because he's too busy tracking what his wife's doing, you understand what I'm saying? And a coward will never win one fight at a party because he's scared to drink the punch. So, remember something Ciamond says is merely for entertainment and edutainment purposes only. If you learn something, voila, hallelujah. Amaze your friends. You ain't necessarily got to say Ciamond says, but it sounds good. You just follow suit what I'm telling you. And girls, don't get married to no jealous man. And don't forget, you players, about that barcode on your girlfriend's derriere. You know what I'm saying? Right. Every time she walk by one of them players, he think he finna holler. The alarm goes off. It's hot, too hot to handle. And that's Simon Says for the night, and that's barcodes and derrieres, baby. Don't barcode your chick, baby. Barcode your products, don't barcode your chicks. Thank God, we out of here.